given the return of Itsy Bitsy and Amazing Spider-Man issue 2, the one we just talked about, which recently absent Spidey villain do you think deserves a big return arc? Mark, do you have anyone in mind off the jump? I can start if you'd like.
Why don't you start and I'll think.
Yeah. For me, I mean, like, if I had a villain come back, I would want it to be in the style of the Gauntlet, right? Where a villain can come back with a new, rejuvenated, like, story that connects him to Peter in some way and makes them more interesting. And I think, like, be outside of that, like, Dan Slott did a really cool thing with the Spider Slayer, who we haven't seen in a long time, and I think could easily come back. Not necessarily a favorite villain of mine, but for me, the one that's really lost his way and didn't get that sort of treatment across those issues is the Scorpion. I would love to see the Scorpion get like a cool story, and especially if it went back to his roots. Like, one of my favorite things about the introduction of the Scorpion is that he's like a private investigator, which implies that there's some level of smarts, street smarts, like detectiveness. I think there's like sort of like cool angle there that could be done with Scorpion that hasn't necessarily been revisited. Frankly, I don't even know what the state of the Scorpion is, and it's become a sort of lizard thing where he got like his jaw punched off, and then he got this big exoskeleton suit in the Slott run, and then people just kind of throw him into a story here and there with no real rhyme or reason for who or what he is anymore. And so I think when a villain gets that lost in the soup, you need someone to come in and just like give it a hard redefining thing. And my hard pitch would be lean into the private eye angle and make him a sort of like super powered detective that's up against Spidey, maybe trying to find his identity or something like that.
I'm probably gonna surprise you with this, Dan. Because as you were talking, I'm like, who would I really want to see? And I know we kind of got this interplay during an event, maybe about 5-6 years ago. And certainly this character isn't like underexposed in the Marvel universe, but I feel like we have not gotten a proper Spider-Man and Carnage story in Amazing Spider-Man in forever. And it's like what can we do with, like, we had Red Goblin, like, you know what I mean? Like, we've always had like these like iterations of it, but like, I've always dismissed Carnage as like, oh, he's too one note, but it's like, okay, but like, let's not make him one note. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
let's have some fun. Like clearly people want to keep writing Cletus Cassidy, but they seem fixated on like, well, it's got to be against Venom and Eddie Brock, and like that seems to be where. But like, let's get us a good, proper Spider-Man Carnage story again.
Well, I think it's the perfect time for it. I don't know, Mark, if you're reading Eddie Brock Carnage.
I am. Yeah.
I think that's an excellent series so far.
Sure,
with a really cool hook. The idea that like Eddie is sort of being held hostage by Carnage. To save all these people's lives, and they're going out and killing serial killers together. Like, cool. Like, why don't we exploit the Eddie the tortured relationship between Peter and Eddie? Maybe now that he's got a psychopathic symbiote on him again,
right?
That could be cool. I mean, I think there's something there for sure. I tend to be more exhausted of the symbiote universe in general, but
no, I get that, and I'm not saying I'm not, but like at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but like when, like I think the last time Carnage appeared in Amazing Spider-Man was during Absolute Carnage, but it was more like through Norman.
Miles. Yeah,
right. But I was just saying, like it like I want to see Spidey versus Cletus in a proper Spider-Man story, not like a spin-off or, a mini series or whatever, like like the old days, like when we used to buy comics at the, for $1.25, Dan, like, why is this so difficult?
I mean, I'm a big proponent behind the make Venom a villain again. Like, I don't know if that's a movement, but like, if I could start that movement, I would love that. Like, and I know there's like financial reasons you don't do it. Like, although I certainly don't think like MJ as Venom would make as big a splash as just proper villain Venom again. But like, I love Venom as a Spidey bad guy. I'd love to see that back again. Is there any villain that's like shown up maybe once, is a small bit player that you're like, this had like way more potential than has ever been seen from it? Like for me, Paper Doll stands out immediately. Like, cool villain. Maybe there wasn't much more to do with her and no one's had a story, but like a cool enough villain that I'm like, why didn't we ever see another story from her?
I mean, Paper Doll is an obvious one.
I'd love to see another Menace story, or not Menace, Massacre story, if he wasn't dead or whatever state he's in at the end of Superior. Like, I think that's a cool villain to put like Spidey up against. Maybe there's nothing new to do, but
right. I mean, this character wasn't a one-off, but I feel like after being like very pivotal in Spider-Man's universe for a while, has kind of disappeared. Like, what about like Mr. Negative? I mean, like,
sure.
I mean, it's been a minute and a half since we've gotten a good Mr. Negative story. But I'm trying. I'm like,
I'd love to see someone handle Mr. Negative like the way he was introduced, which is like these two guys that don't know about each other. The sort of like, I always remember that the New Ways to Die. They're playing, what, chess or was it mahjong or whatever, against each other, and they don't know who's moving the pieces. And then there's that great, it might have even been Joe Kelly, maybe it's Slott, the single issue where Mr. Negative punches Spider-Man clean through multiple buildings that like really upped his power level. And I remember thinking like, what a cool guy. And then I feel like that villain really lost the thread where they just kind of made him into any other thug.
Yeah. I mean, the other characters I would maybe bring out, I mean, we talk about them extensively in our season 7 content, the Lobo brothers.
Yes.
Like, let's get some werewolf mafia goons into this book, like, why not? Right.
I mean, yeah, and let this be a fair time for me to again plug the ending of Scarlet Spider, where the Lobo brothers were the villains, and I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Even if the editors didn't read that issue, but yeah, so those are some good ones to list. Maybe I'll throw out a Robot Master in there, if only for his awesome appearance during Civil War II. But
right.
But yeah, basically what I would say is go read the Paul Jenkins run and like choose any of those guys with that level of approach to them, and I would be down for
like
it.
Like typeface or no?
Sure, why not? He made it to the big screen. Not how many villains can claim that?